Hello, good morning everyone. Now in my today's lecture, we are going to start Venn diagram. Yesterday in my previous lecture, I told about union of sets and intersection of sets. Now let's see Venn diagram. Venn diagram is given by the mathematician John Venn. Venn diagram is representation of sets and its different types. Generally, we use rectangle and circles. Rectangle is used for universal set and circles are used for their subsets. Now let's see how we represent the Venn diagram. Suppose we are given a set A of 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, and universal set is set of all natural numbers. Set of all natural numbers. So as I told, universal set is represented by rectangle and other sets by circle. So its Venn diagram like this. This is universal set. Simply we make a rectangle and write U in the corner. It represents, and in this rectangle all natural numbers are found. And there is a set A like this. It contains numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see in this rectangle all numbers from 1 to infinite are found, and this A contains 1, 2, 3, 4, means A is subset of this universal set. Now let's see how to form the union of sets, disjoint sets. Disjoint sets, let me tell you about this. Disjoint sets. Disjoint sets means two sets having no common element. Means two sets having no common element. Like, suppose I am first giving example. A set A, we have 1, 2, 3. A set B, we have 4, 5 and 6. Is it? And its universal set is set of natural numbers. So how to make its Venn diagram? See, this is universal set, this is set A and this is set B. Both are separate because they have no common element. Like this is 1, 2, 3, here we have 4, 5, 6. No common element. And to show this, we shade the portion which is asked. This one is disjoint sets. Means in case of disjoint sets, you can say A intersection B is equal to what? Phi. Means nothing is common between them. Phi means empty set. Phi means empty set. Now let's see union of sets. A union B. A union B. Let A is a set containing 1, 2, 3. B is a set containing 2, 3, 4, 5. See, what we have? Two elements 2 and 3 are common. 2 and 3 are common in both the sets. Means when we are going to form the Venn diagram, this is universal set, this is set A and this one is set B. Set A and set B. This portion is common portion between A and B. Between A and B. So in set A and B, what are common? 2 and 3. So in common portion, first we write 2 and 3. Now what are left? In set A, entire set A, we have 1, 2, 3. So we write 1. C. In set A, we have 1, 2, 3. In set B, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. So already in set B, we have 2 and 3. Now we can write 4 and 5. To show A union B in Venn diagram, we have to shade the whole portion of this set. This is, we have A union B. A union B. So we have shaded all the portion. How many elements are there in A union B? If you are going to find A union B, so what do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these elements. So see, in A union B, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the elements. Got it? Now, we are going to find A intersection B. A intersection B. For the same. So A intersection B, what do you have? We have common 2 and 3. We have common 2 and 3. So we have to shade the common portion. Like I am forming this Venn diagram. This is universal set. This is set A and this one is set B. Set A and set B. And what are common? 2 and 3 are common. So write in common portion 2 and 3. And we have to show the intersection in Venn diagram. So this portion will be shaded. This portion will be shaded. Other is 1 here, 4, 5 is here. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this portion will be shaded. This is A intersection B. A intersection B. Now some more points. When we show A is subset of B. A is subset of B. Means all the elements of A are found in B. All elements of A are found in B. Let's see. This one. This one, we have universal set. Elements of A are found in B. Means B is superset. So we have this set B and here inside we have A. Means all the elements of A are found in B. A is subset of B. If B is subset of A, B is subset of A. In this regard, what we have? This is universal set. This one is A and this one is B. Why it is so? Because all the elements of B, are found in A. So this is B is subset of A. Okay, got it? Now students, we are coming to next phase. Properties of operation of union. Means in case of union, what properties are there? First thing, union of two sets are always commutative. You know, commutative law means, see, commutative law. If two sets we have A union B is same as B union A. Means what? If we find the union of A and B of two sets is same as B union A. Means union of B and A and union of A and B are same. Now second one is associative property. You know this associative property? In this we use three sets. Like if we have A union B and union C is same as we have A union B union C. Means if we first find the union of A and B and finally we find with C, its union with C, that will be same as the union of B and C and with union of A. Is it? This one is called associative law. Now we have one more law, law of identity. Means law of identity. What is this? If we find the union of a null set with any of the set, that is the set itself. Means if we have A union phi, it gives you A. Means when we find the union of an empty set with any other set, then the result is the set itself. Now one more law, we have idempotent sets. We have law. Means what we have, means if we find the union of a set with itself, like if we find A union A is same as A. If we find A union A means it is phi. Now law of union. Law of union means if we find the union of a set with universal set, means universal set union A, means universal set union A is same as universal set. What is it? If we find the union of a universal set and a set that results universal set. Got it? Means this property you have to memorize. Okay. Now next phase is properties of operation of intersection. Let's see whether commutative law holds good or not. Means suppose we have a set A 1 2 3, we have a set B 2 3 4. What are common? 2 and 3. So if you find A intersection B, what is the result? 2 and 3. If you find B intersection A, means common in B and A, the same result 2 and 3. It means commutative law holds good. Means we can write A intersection B is same as B intersection A. A intersection B is same as B intersection C. Now let's see, if we have three sets A, B and C, so let's see whether commutative law holds good or not. Commutative law. So let's see, we have a set C, suppose 3 4 5. 3 4 5. So what we have? A intersection B. If we find A intersection B intersection C, whether it is equal to A intersection B intersection C. Let's see. A intersection B intersection C. So first we have found A intersection B is 2 and 3. and I'm writing this side. So what is A intersection B intersection C? Let's see. A intersection B have got 2 and 3, and intersection with 3, 4, 5. So what we have? Only 3. A intersection B intersection C. Now let's see. First find B intersection C. Here B intersection C. So common in B and C, 2, 3. B is having 2, 3, 4. This is 3, 4, 5. So what we have common in B and C? 2, 3, 4. Here we have 3, 4, 5. So 3 and 4 common in B intersection C. If we find A intersection with B intersection C, so what is common in A and B intersection C? Means common is 3. It means A intersection B intersection C is same as A intersection B intersection C. So it holds associative property of intersection. Now one more, we have law of phi. Law of phi and union. Law of phi and universal set. You can write U, capital U. See, if we find the intersection of union intersection phi, means universal set and a null set. What is common between them? Nothing. That is what? Phi. That is phi. Now one more law, just I told you, idempotent law. What is this? This is the intersection of itself. Means if we find A intersection A is the same A, as you got in case of union, if you find the union of same sets, you get the same result. And here also, if we find A intersection A, means intersection of same set with it, so what do you have the result? This one. And the final is distributive law on intersection. If we have A intersection A, very important one, B union C, means a set we have B union C, and we find the intersection. How we apply? This is A intersection B union A intersection C, means this is A intersection B union A intersection C. This one is called distributive law of intersection. Got it? Just memorize it. Now here is another point. Venn diagram of difference of sets. Difference of sets means A minus B and B minus A. A minus B means what? Element of A which is not found in B, element of B is which is not found in A. Means this can be, let X belongs to A, X belongs to A, then X does not belong to B, means element of A will not be found in B. And let Y belongs to B, then Y does not belong to A. This is proper definition, means element of B not found in A, element of A not found in B. So let's see. See, I am making it. This is universal set. We have a set A and another set B. Another set B. Elements of A which are not found in B. This portion, see, this portion is only the elements of A. Means this portion, see, this I am shading this portion is what? A minus B, means these elements are not found in B. So this is A minus B. Now see, this is universal set, a set A and another set B, a set A and set B. B minus A, elements of B which is not found in A. So this portion, see, this portion is what? Elements of B only. This portion is elements of B only. So this is what? B minus A. So this is how we form the Venn diagram of A minus B and B minus A. Got it? Now we are coming to very important laws. De Morgan's law. De Morgan's law stated a few laws, out of which I am explaining first and other to be proved. Let's see. One is the complement of union of sets is same as the intersection of complement of sets. Here the first, second, complement of intersection of sets is same as the union of complement of sets. Okay, we will discuss later. Here complement law means when we find A union A dash, let's see, if any element is not found in the set, try to understand, very important point to be noted. If any element is not found in the set, it means that will be found in its complement. Try to understand. Means when complement is found, if element is not found in the set, that means that is contained in its complement. Suppose any element is not in A, so that will be in A dash. Like suppose you have a universal set 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10, and here we have a set A. So A, 2, 4, 6, 8. So what is A dash? We have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Got it? Means this is 2, 4, 6, 8. Here we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Here suppose 10 also I am writing, 10 also. So what is A dash? Suppose element 1 is not in A. Try to understand. 1 is not in A, then 1 is its complement. 2, 4 is not in, 3 is not in A. It means it is found in its complement. So any element which is not found in the set, that will be found in its complement. Got it? Next one is, we have law of double complement. Yesterday I told this, if we find the complement of set, like this is A dash, complement of A, again you find this complement, its complement, so this will be removed from universal set. So what we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that is the set itself. So complement of set is set itself. This is called law of double complement. Now law of empty set and universal set means, if we find phi dash, that is universal set, means phi means nothing, no element, and its complement means all the elements of the universal set. So phi dash is same as universal set, and universal set, complement of universal set, means it is equal to phi. Got it? Now we are going to prove these two properties, very important one. How to prove it? We have to use the property. Never use the example. If you use example, you will not be given marks. So you have to use the property. Now let's see. A union B complement is a set in left side. A complement intersection B complement in right side. So this is another set, this one is another set. We have to prove these two sets are equal. And I told earlier that two sets are equal if and only if they are subset to each other. They are subset to each other. Now let's see. I am going to prove first one. Let X belongs to A union B. A union B. X is any element of, I am taking left side. X is any element is in A union B, or you can take the whole. It means X will not be found in A union B complement. Then what can you say? X does not belong to A union B complement. A union B complement. Got it? Means if the element is found in the set, then the element will not be found in its complement. Now see, if X is not belonging to this set, it means A is not found in, means complement of A is not found in A and in B also. Means you can say, or you can say in other word, A, see, I am just removing this to make it easy, like this, see. Then you can say X belongs to A or X belongs to B. I told when we use the union of set, we use the word or. If X is belonging to A union B, so it means X belongs to A or X belongs to B. If X is belonging to A, it means X will not be found in its complement. Then we can say X does not belong to A dash, and here X does not belong to complement of B. If the elements are found in the set, obviously that element will not be found in its complement. So this one, X is not found in complement of A and X is not found in complement of B. What it means? It means this is AND, A intersection B. Means therefore we can say X will not be found in A complement B. Means if X is not in A dash and X is not in B dash, then obviously X will not be found in its intersection. Got it? Means you can say that this one is subset of this. Therefore you can say like this. This is right hand side, you can leave this much, or you can say A union B complement is subset of A dash intersection B dash. Now leave this. Now in right side, here we are coming this side. Let Y is another element belonging to A intersection A complement intersection B complement, taking right side. Okay, taking right side. It means Y is belonging to this. It means Y will be found in A dash and Y will also be found in B dash. Therefore we can say Y belongs to A dash and Y belongs to B dash. So if Y is belonging to A dash, Y is belonging to A dash, obviously Y will not be found in A. therefore we can say y does not belong to A, or y does not belong to B. Y is not found in A and y is not found in B. It means we can say y does not belong to A union B. Means union. So y is not belonging to A union B. If y is not belonging to A union B, it means y belongs to A union B complement. A union B complement. If the element is not found in the set, it means it is found in its complement. Here we have A complement intersection B complement is subset of A union B complement. So here equation number 1 and here equation number 2. See, this side is subset of this side and this side is subset of this side. Means left side is subset of right side and right side is subset of. So we can write from 1 and 2. We can write A union B complement is complement of A intersection complement of B. This is the right proof. Or you can leave this as much, this much only. So this is proper proof of this. So I have written the proof of the first property. This is De Morgan's law, very important property. This is the proof of first. In the same way, second one can be proved. So this second one you have to prove yourself in the same manner. Okay. Now students, sorry for this interruption. This one is a little bit mistake. Just I am going to correct it. Here in left side we have A union B complement. Means we have to assume the element of this A union B complement. Then see, after this what will happen? Right side is alright. Here, if the element is found in A union B complement, it means therefore X does not belong to A union B. Does not belong to A union B. If element is not found in A union B, we can say therefore X does not belong to A, or X does not belong to B. So if element X is not found in A and X is not found in B, so obviously it will be found in its complement. Then we can say X belongs to A dash. Now and X belongs to B dash. So if X is found in both A dash and B dash, therefore X belongs to A dash intersection B dash. It will be common in both. It means we can say that therefore A union B complement is subset of A dash intersection B dash. This is equation number 1. This side is alright. Here by mistake this dot was left. So see, first we have to assume the element in left side and after that in right side. In right side we have assumed the element alright, but in left side it was by mistake. Okay, now make its correction, and in the same way you have to solve yourself this second part. Alright, thank you very much for today's lecture.